Musically meditated.
Musically meditated. Musically meditated.
Welcome to Musically Meditated Podcast, episode 24. And we got a guy in here from Griffith, and he has this really cool coffee shop, and it's called Grindhouse, and his name's Gabe Mauch. What's up, Gabe?
Hey, what's up?
How you doing, dude?
Pretty good.
Awesome. A little bit about Grindhouse. Tell people if they haven't already heard of it or where it's at, what's going on there, you know?
Yeah, for sure. We've been around for about 6 years, almost. It'll be 6 years in May. Coffee shop, kind of low-key, giant chalkboard wall. We do sandwiches, high-end coffees, fancy pants lattes.
Cool. Who draws on, like, who does the artwork, like, for the different
Employees
sandwiches?
who are much more talented than I am.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, I hire people that are younger and cooler than me to draw on the chalkboard.
I had the Soylent Green. It was really good.
It's killer, yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah, it's gone now. R.I.P. Soylent Green.
Just forever? Do you guys do that?
We bring it back like once a year.
Okay.
Right now we've got the Kickin Huevos.
What's that all about?
It's a sriracha egg salad.
Ooh,
Yeah, it's really good.
that's really cool.
We wanted to call it Kick in the Huevos. We were like, maybe we shouldn't call our sandwich Kick in the Huevos. So we
Yeah.
just went Kickin Huevos.
I don't think that's PC.
It's not PC.
Not PC at all.
Not PC at all.
This might make people uncomfortable while they're eating.
Yeah.
Right.
Nobody wants that.
No.
That's a cool idea. What about your background as far as cooking and culinary? And
It's pretty much the only thing I've ever done professionally. Since I was literally 14 working in the restaurant industry. I cooked at Fazoli's for a long time, if you remember Fazoli's.
What, the one in Valpo?
No, in Cherville.
There was one in Cherville?
There was one in Cherville by the Walmart. I cooked there forever. I was the prep cook, just listening to the music in the back. Everybody hated it.
What were you jamming back then at Fazoli's?
Oh, God. A lot of Weezer.
Sweet.
A lot of the Blue Album.
Oh, that's a great album.
Yeah, it's
classic.
literally a perfect record.
It is.
But yeah, then went to culinary school, did my internship at Three Floyds, and then became the sous chef and then head chef eventually. Left there, worked at a steakhouse in Ameristar Casino, and then I went to make kosher sushi in Chicago.
What's that all about? Let's get into that real quick. What's kosher sushi all about? I mean, I know what kosher is.
Yeah.
They're blessing the whatever?
Literally,
The
yes. So we had a mashgiach, which is like a rabbi, was the owner, and he had to bless all the knives that we used, all of us goyim, and we weren't allowed to.
That was his name?
No, the mashgiach is the rabbi, and goyim are the non-Jews.
Oh,
Yeah. So
Joe, you're one of those.
yeah.
right.
Me too. But
Yeah, we are a room of goyim.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
what if you're a Muslim? Are you just something totally
just
different?
goyim, I would assume.
All right, I'll leave it at
goy.
that.
You all are goyams.
Okay. All right.
But yeah,
Well, unless you're Jewish.
so no shellfish, but really fresh fish because we had to fabricate the fish from the beginning. We couldn't buy, pre-cut tuna. So it was literally the best fish I've ever had. But it was cool, but it was a trip.
Yeah.
It was the only restaurant I ever worked at where Friday lunch was so crazy, and then by 2:00 we had to hurry up and close so we could be closed by the time the sun went down, because that's when Passover starts. So everybody had to be home. Nobody's going out. Nobody's eating.
Yeah.
So every Saturday we were just off. So what restaurant is closed on Saturdays?
That's pretty. Yeah, that's
the kosher
crazy.
sushi place. That's what's closed.
That's
on Saturdays.
what. No kosher
that's in
sushi
Chicago?
for you.
Yeah, but
Is it still open?
Rogers Park now.
No.
Oh, damn. I want to try that. I love old, I've been to kosher delis,
Yeah.
Jewish kosher delis and stuff. I love kosher
Been up
food.
to David's up in New Buffalo.
No, I haven't.
Dude, it's killer.
Really?
It's super good, yeah.
Cool.
So close.
Were the lox kosher too? Did you do a lot of lox?
We did do lox, yeah. We cured our own salmon. It's
Nice.
super good.
That's my favorite. The lox, the cream cheese and lox
Oh, dude,
bagel,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
All day.
Yeah, for
all
sure.
day. Awesome. A little backtrack to the Three Floyds. My first time eating there, I've never had a Scottish egg before, but that
yeah.
was my first time, and it was really, really badass.
Yeah.
I love Scottish eggs. Have you ever had one, Stret?
At Three Floyds.
Really?
Yeah.
They still do that there?
I don't know the answer to that.
Okay. And then what is a Scottish egg exactly?
I mean, it's like a soft boiled egg wrapped around sausage and then deep fried. It's pretty much the most Scottish thing you can get.
Right.
Gonna deep fry an egg.
Yeah, or lard, or they're all about deep frying fish and chips and
Oh,
a nice
dude, yeah.
lager. Nice. How was that experience? Like, what years were you there too? Like,
I was at Floyd's they opened in 2005, which is when I started, and then I was there till 2008.
Cool.
So like the early years when, it'd be super weird because I was working there and I'd go to like Jewel or something and people would see me in chef pants and they'd say, "Oh, where do you work?" And I'd say, "Oh, I work at Three Floyds." They say, "Oh, I've never heard of it." But then, like I would get back to the restaurant and there would be people waiting in line. Like I drove here from New Jersey. Like it was
Really?
like super weird that like I was working somewhere where like the locals didn't know what it was, but people from far away were like rabid about it just because Three Floyds has
great
such a
following.
rep. Yeah.
Great reputation.
But now everybody knows Three Floyds and
Yeah, they're out of control. I mean, the Zombie does too. Remember, like when it was hard to get, we'll say 5 to 10 years ago, or in that ballpark, and then you can get it pretty
you
much
can get it pretty
anywhere
easy now. Yeah.
Yeah, good old Three Floyds. But when I got that Scottish egg, I remember, they're always playing music in the back, and they were playing the Zero Boys. You remember Zero Boys?
Oh, dude, I saw the Zero Boys.
No way.
Yeah, dude, I saw their reunion show at the Empty Bottle. No, God, what's that place? It was up on the north side.
Beat Kitchen?
No. Oh God, they don't do shows anymore. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
But yeah, dude, the Zero Boys and the Crunchies and I Attack. It was insane.
Dude, because they're from Indianapolis.
Indianapolis,
right?
yeah.
And weren't they straight edge too?
I
Or
don't know the
no?
answer to that. I don't think so.
Amphetamine Addiction.
Yeah,
remember
yeah,
that song?
yeah.
I just remember Amphetamine Addiction.
Yeah.
Yeah. That song's some shit, dude.
There's a band called have you heard of the Angry Samoans?
I've
Like
heard
old
of them.
punk
I've
rock-
never
punk rock
actually
band?
listened to them.
But there's a band called the Angry Snowmen, and they take all these like old punk rock songs and they make them Christmas songs, and they turn amphetamine addiction into candy cane addiction. But there's dude, it's like the worst thing ever, but it's the best. Like they do Fear, I Love Living in the City,
I love
but it's I
Fear.
Love Christmas in the City. It's ridiculous. Listen to it.
You're a good dude because you're the first person. Maybe Wallace brought up Fear. I don't know if we did, on that episode. That was like episode 9, but you might be the first dude to ever bring up Fear. Leaving. Mm-hmm. It's my dude, man. Bomb the Russians. Mm-hmm. I love that song. The Mouth Won't Stop. It's all about women that never stop talking.
Oh yeah, like once you like get into like who Leaving is as a person, you're like, maybe I don't like Fear as much, but
Oh, I don't know what he's into.
oh, he's just like kind of like a misogynistic, kind of a
Well, with a song
kind
like
of a
that,
turd,
you-
yeah.
I guess you could get away with that in the 80s, but
yeah,
it's still funny.
Even like,
you know?
I don't know if you've seen like Decline of Western Civilization.
Oh, yeah.
but
yeah.
like even him talking, it's like, oh man, this guy. I mean, but I guess a lot of words that I would never say about like gay people or
Right.
mentally handicapped.
Oh, I didn't know
people.
he did shit like that.
But it was kind of more common in the 80s. Not that you want to say it's okay, but
Right.
it's like, oh, all right, Leaving.
More
All right.
More Beer was sweet. I
Yeah.
love that song. And then he was actually in the Clue movie. You
Yeah.
remember the movie, the Clue movie, like the board game?
Of course I remember that.
Leaving.
Everyone remembers the Clue.
Okay,
movie.
Leaving's up in the Clue movie.
Now I gotta watch it again.
You have to. You have to.
Yeah, he pretty
With my
much
eyes
quit
closed.
music to pursue his acting career that never took off.
Nice.
Poor baby.
Well, since we're talking music, let's jump into
Let's get into it.
Let's get into this right now. Right now.
We're itching to.
We're itching.
We got our trucker hats on.
We do. We're in the same.
ready.
We're in the same mind zone.
We're in the same mind zone.
like mindset. I don't know what's up with that.
I like Mind Zone. It
You like
sounds
Mind Zone?
It sounds more sci-fi.
It does sound like. But what the Cure? Now I've never gotten to see the Cure ever. Stretton has.
Yeah.
Have you?
I did see The Cure. Yeah,
Right.
Riot Fest 2014 or 15.
How was it?
It was magic. We got super close. The Cure has been one of my favorite bands forever. So getting super close for that was the best.
Like how could you touch Robert Smith super close?
No, not that close. But
All right. Stratton, how about you? I remember you
I
went.
saw him Lollapalooza about that time too.
I know they played Lollapalooza the year before I saw them.
So it was the year before.
Whenever that
It
was.
was the year before, and it was just like hearing you talk about it. It was so. I was a casual Cure fan. There was like 2 songs that I really liked. I have brothers and cousins that like almost worship the Cure. I have a cousin that grew up around that time when they were at their top, and even hearing Gabe talk about it was such a good concert that I have fucking goosebumps right now.
Wow.
It was so
Dude,
good.
settle down.
It's
Stratton.
amazing.
I
dude,
can't
yeah.
I can't help it. I'm also high on tea.
I'm high on
Totally.
tea.
Regular. It's just gray. Gray. What do you call it? It's just regular peppermint tea, not gray anything.
Yeah, it's
just
not-
ignore me.
It's not gray
I'm sick.
Earl?
I'm still sick. It's not Earl Grey. I'm
Earl Grey?
I'm just talking gibberish. I got that. I'm fired up by the Cure talk.
Well, I'm
you guys
pissed
go
because they played 2 shows in Chicago 2 summers ago at, was it the UIC, I believe?
Oh yeah.
And I went and saw, who was it? I don't know. I'll come back to it. But I picked another band because I was dating this girl at the time. And I was like, we both like The Cure and we both like this band that I'm drawing a blank on. Sorry. And she's like, oh, let's do that. So I did that. And I'm kind of pissed about that right now. It was a good show. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank right now, but I don't know, man. But as far as The
But
Cure.
it wasn't The Cure.
It wasn't The Cure.
Yeah.
It wasn't the freaking Cure.
They're perfect. They're
Was
so
it Dave
good.
Matthews Band?
It wasn't Dave Matthews Band. They're from Australia. I
Oh,
don't know.
AC/DC.
No.
AC/DC.
It wasn't ACDC.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I'm drawing a total
They had a
blank right
couple
now.
songs, you know.
Yeah, I hate ACDC.
A while ago, they had a couple songs.
I really do.
You hate AC/DC's one drum beat.
I hate it. I liked it when I was a kid, but I've
Oh yeah.
you know, my musical tastes have changed.
Man, if you ever see the footage on YouTube, they took it off.
remember
It
now.
was a concert from Argentina. Who? I'll stop.
Tame Impala. It was a good
Oh,
show.
okay. Yeah.
It was cool.
Sure.
Yeah, you're judging me right
Yeah.
now.
I mean a little bit.
Yeah, that's a guilty pleasure, but I do like them. You know, they put on a good late
Yeah.
show. And
I don't hate Tame Impala.
No, they're fun. Why are you looking at me like that, Sren? He's like, man, you didn't go see The Cure. Well, you know, there's other things on the line at that particular time. You know what I'm
I
saying?
understand. I understand. You don't have to spell it out.
You guys are judging me here.
I'm not.
But go ahead. Go ahead.
I am.
All right. Whatever. Gabe, what's your what's your top 5 Cure albums? Let's get into that real quick.
Oh God, dude. Top 5.
Yeah. Give me your top 3. What's your let's start with your favorite. What's your favorite?
My favorite is I'm like the only person in the world whose favorite Cure album is Blood Flowers. Came out like 2000. Mm-hmm. But it's like, you know, every other Cure, you know, everybody knows like the 80s Cure. It's The Cure, you know, it's what everybody thinks of when they think of The Cure. But Blood Flowers is just heavy and sad, dark, you know, almost like sludgy, you know, almost like
like a lot of like it is sludgy and it's dark, but I kind of felt like that was almost Robert Smith's like solo album.
Almost,
in a sense,
yeah.
right? Like
Yeah,
it
for
had
sure,
that
yeah.
like, and it's great. I
Yeah.
agree with you. It's a dope album, but it had like his like I don't want to say singer songwriter, but it had like a solo feel. Didn't
yeah,
it?
and it was a lot more like lyrically driven than, I mean, obviously his lyrics are great, but you know, Blood Flowers to me was a lot more, yeah, like lyrically driven, more singer songwriter with this whole big full band in the back
Behind it.
Yeah.
And the production on it's pretty badass. I know we talked before. I think it's Ross Robinson. I didn't look it up. But,
Okay.
But do you remember him? Like he did Korn's first 2 albums.
Okay.
You know, he was like that pimp core guy back in the day, but he was a great producer.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
think he was focusing more on Robert Smith as a lyricist
Yeah.
and a singer. But yeah, it's a really good album. What do you like after that?
Probably Pornography.
Yeah.
You know, like that's like the first kind of darker record.
It's probably the first goth effort.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, probably the
goth
first
record
goth
ever.
record they did. Yeah, I don't know if I'd say ever because that was probably, I can't think of the years. It's early.
That was
80s, I
82.
think. Yeah, because Bauhaus was doing stuff in the late
True.
70s, and
Bauhaus is the
I
shit
don't know.
too.
I don't know that I'd call the Damned goth, but you
Right.
know.
Yeah, Bauhaus
I mean,
is before
it's
him.
early, but even like Specimen, they were Alien Sex Fiend. They were doing stuff earlier. Christian Death,
Yeah.
but
But Pornography, I mean, I've
but
talked
yeah, you know,
about it
like
before.
Fascination Street and Hanging Garden, just good bummer jams.
It's a total bummer. It's like
Bummer jams.
It is a bummer jam. Like it's just the darkest, most depressing thing ever.
Yeah.
I know we've talked about it on here a few times, but you know, with like other guests. But that album, it's like in my top 20 favorite albums of all time.
It's so good.
Pornography is just
Yeah.
the darkest.
Yeah.
Do you guys
Alley
go back
ever.
to it often? Do you guys ever go and like?
I have to, like, prepare
specifically listen to
myself.
it? That's sort of my reason for asking. You have
Yeah,
to be in a
it's-
certain type of mood. Do you have to like,
Definitely in a
set
certain
the
mood.
scene at home first before you start listening? Like,
Yeah, you've got to prepare yourself for Pornography.
Like if you want her to leave you, just tell her how much you like it and put it on, and then she'll probably break up with you. Kind of album, you know? It's creepy.
Yeah, it's heavy. Yeah, you definitely have to be in the right mood for it.
Yeah,
because like you can listen to like Head on the Door anytime. You know.
Yeah,
Like,
I could
it's-
listen to certain jams on
You know,
it
like
anytime.
it's
Siamese
close to me.
Twins.
Yeah,
Siamese Twins.
Like, a lot of Cure is fun and like, oh, I'll put this on anytime. But
That album's not.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, there's songs.
and same thing with Disintegration, which would probably be my third. Like,
Yeah, that's their hit.
yeah,
That's their
that's
jam.
everybody's favorite. You know, even in South Park, they're like, Disintegration's the best album ever. And they're not wrong.
No, but yeah, but Pornography. Going back to that, I would. It has to be nighttime, and I prefer winter. You know, and then to be probably alone, like just some, like candle on, chilling in your living room. It's dark, like, a little background on that album too. They were like about to break up as a band. It was their third recording, and Robert Smith was very suicidal. And they were all drinking a lot and eating a lot of LSD in the recording studio that they were using. They would just throw their empty bottles, their food and whatever into a huge pile. And it was just, they did it, it was starting to rot, and they did it on purpose. They were just like in this awful mindset.
Destructive.
This is a really good way to promote this album, isn't it? Yeah. like a suicidal, destructive pattern.
It's kind of a destructive album.
It is.
Like, it really captures this
sorrow.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell was up with him, but I mean, he is seriously like upset.
Yeah.
Because go ahead.
Forgive my ignorance. What was the next album like?
They lost the bass player. And I know the Piggy in the Mirror, the song's called Piggy, is on it, and it's brighter and it's a little bit more pop. But the bass player, I can't remember his name right now. He's with them again.
Yeah, it's Simon.
Simon, thank you.
Can't think of what his last name is.
It's with a G or something.
Yeah.
But at any rate, like, it was always him, Robert Smith, and then the drummer, and then he would do keyboards too, the drummer. And they were a three-piece for their first three albums. And then they were just in such a dark, low place. That bass player left. They added somebody else for the album you're asking about, and they only used that bass player on that album. And then Simon came back, and like he was on Disintegration and whatnot. But
and like Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me.
Yeah, Kiss Me, Kiss Me. So you like more of the pop stuff, right? Like 17 Seconds, I like a lot too. But okay, we got your first two. I know we're getting off topic a little bit, but what anything else like that really your top three? What do you like?
Disintegration.
Disintegration.
Like I said. I mean,
okay.
I feel like if Disintegration is not in your top three Cure records, like, you're probably lying to yourself.
You kind of suck at life too.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd say you suck at life. But,
right.
I mean,
come on, Joe. I couldn't even name one. I couldn't name one album.
It's all right. I'm not
got a cold.
you.
I'm not crying.
He's kind of crying. At least you got to see him
crying
live.
a little bit.
Crying a little.
Just a little. But 17 Seconds. There's some cool bass lines. That was before.
Dude, the early stuff.
Early stuff.
Almost like kind of flirted with punk.
It did. Like, especially the first one. I know Killing an Arab is on there.
Yeah.
And it's flirting with the punk.
Yeah, that's a punk song pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, it is. And there's been some cool punk bands that have covered that too.
Huh. I don't know that I've heard any.
But yeah, I like Pornography number 1, Disintegration number 2, and Kiss Me, Kiss Me number 3.
Yeah.
Because, I get into this. I'm obviously a huge Deftones fan because I probably mention them every podcast, but they got me into The Cure.
Mm-hmm.
Chino got me into all the early new wave. I remember them as a kid with the videos on MTV, and they just freaked me out, with the makeup and and the hair, and it's like, this is a little weird. But what got me back into them was Galore. That's a greatest hits album, right?
Yeah.
That was like late 90s, wasn't it?
Yeah, mid to late 90s.
Because I remember when Bloodlands came out, and I liked it, but I was still, I don't know, accepting them into my metal my metal mindset, in my late teens.
Yeah, for sure.
My late teens, but yeah, everybody's got to check out Pornography for sure.
For sure.
For sure. Who's your favorite songwriter? Like who's one of your favorite?
Man. Probably Nick Cave.
Nick Cave.
Probably the greatest songwriter to ever live.
It's a bold statement.
I mean, Bob Dylan's fine and all, but
you like Nick Cave better?
Nick Cave is.
Hey, wasn't he dating a supermodel in the 80s or the 90s? I mean, I know he
dated. I don't know that he dated. I know he did some videos and songs with Kylie Minogue. I don't know that.
Maybe that's what
her.
I'm thinking.
He dated PJ Harvey for a long time.
PJ Harvey. That's it. It's PJ Harvey.
And Mick Harvey was one of the Bad Seeds.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because that was the
brother.
band.
Yeah, Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. Yeah, dated PJ Harvey for a long time.
I love PJ Harvey. Lucky Nick. Nice. Lucky Nick Cave. But yeah, he's a player for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But
I mean, look at him. He's the man.
He's the man. For those that don't have a clue who Nick Cave is, and that sucks if you don't, Peaky Blinders, their main song, is a Nick Cave song.
I haven't watched it yet, but some of my employees at the Grindhouse, they watch it and they talk about it.
That's a great show. It's like the only show I ever watch.
Nice.
Yeah. So I was like, that's Nick Cave's voice.
Yeah.
He's a pretty smooth character, smooth voice, deep voice.
Yeah.
You call it baritone, right?
Sure. Yeah. He definitely kind of flirts with baritone.
Okay. But you know who I think is a better songwriter and just a better dude all around is Morrissey. So here's my question.
All right.
Shots fired.
I
Shots
definitely
fired.
have a lot of questions, but okay.
That's right. Who would win? Who would win in a fight, Morrissey or Nick Cave? Like a straight up UFC brawl.
Oh, it's absolutely Nick Cave.
Probably.
I've seen Nick Cave like throw microphone stands at
He's kind of punk rock.
poor. Oh yeah, dude's got a scar on his face from his ex-girlfriend with like Anita Lane or Anita Glass or something. Dated her all throughout the 80s.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's got
Gotta be careful with those
scar on
Anitas.
his face. I think Nick Cave's current mustache could beat Morrissey in a fight.
Couldn't beat up his chin though. He's got that chin could take a hit.
Yeah, Nick Cave can give some hits.
Yeah, probably. All right, Stratton, who would win? You tell us.
I don't even know who Nick Cave is, and
You just hate on Morrissey.
and I like Morrissey.
Yeah,
but
Morrissey's
he
great.
can't fight.
What's your favorite Morrissey album? Is there an album or like a Smiths album that you go to more than others?
God, the one with the last Smiths record with There's Light.
Strange Ways, Here We Come.
Strange Ways, Here We Come.
That is their best. I agree with
that's
you, dude.
usually what I go to for the Smiths. I like The Queen is Dead, but usually Strange Ways.
Strange Ways. You don't have
Yeah.
to skip anything for Strange
No.
Ways.
Did you guys hear that Nick Cave's coming out with a new album called My Mustache Can Beat Up Morrissey?
Whatever, dude.
I have the best jokes.
No, that was
It's-
good.
it's
That was pretty
top
good.
notch.
It was
I'll keep 'em
top
coming.
notch.
Top notch.
It was top notch.
All right, so we're now back from the break of laughing for 5 minutes from Stratton's
I had to
joke.
edit all that.
We're edited all that out.
Don't edit that out.
took forever.
Dude, we couldn't stop laughing.
I'm glad you guys calmed down.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that.
I'm glad you brought up Strange Ways. Let me get back to this. Stratton, easy.
You're welcome.
I love with Morrissey because like I was reading forever ago about when the Smiths broke up, everybody was like, "Oh, everybody's gonna realize like what a talentless hack Morrissey is, and Johnny Marr is
the shit,
the
though.
brilliance of the Smiths, and Johnny Marr is gonna go on to be so famous, and Morrissey's just gonna like fade away into obscurity, and Johnny Marr and the Healers,
Yeah. Who
and
knows?
like whatever. But
Yeah.
Morrissey had this like storied solo career that still, people are offering him 7 figures to get back with Johnny Marr, and he's like, no,
Yeah, I'm okay on that. No.
I'm English and I'm sad. I don't need Johnny Marr.
I don't need Johnny. And Johnny, like, he's a bad dude.
Oh, dude, Johnny Marr's killer. Yeah,
He's a badass guitarist.
I saw him. He was playing with Modest Mouse, and I saw him as a
Wow.
member of Modest Mouse.
Really?
Yeah, and a member of the Cribs. I saw him play with the Cribs too.
Cool.
Yeah,
I'm jelly, man. I never got to see.
yeah. And I saw Morrissey again at Riot Fest.
I was
2
at
years
that.
ago,
Yeah, I was there.
Where he made
he
everybody stop cooking meat.
he made everybody stop cooking meat, and
Yeah.
he was putting all these really weird, risque videos.
Yeah.
And then it would be combined with like the Ramones, and
Yeah.
then what else? He always has like a weird little video section
Yeah,
that he
yeah,
plays.
like the Ramones and the Damned. There's like a
were the Supremes on there too?
yeah, some old girl groups. I think that
And the New York Dolls. He loves the
was
New York Dolls.
President.
Dude.
He was the president of the New York Dolls fan club back in the day.
was.
That is like not a joke.
Yeah, he loves the New York
Loved
Dolls.
the New York Dolls. I saw the New York Dolls too.
Really?
Yeah.
That's badass.
Yeah.
man.
Me and my ex-girlfriend. It was amazing. It was magical.
Where did you see them at?
Metro.
Oh, dude, that's my favorite place to see a show.
I love the Metro.
I love the Metro. Like every time I go in there, I'm like, God damn, this place is small. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
dude, you've been going there for 20 years.
Yeah.
It is small.
I remember
I
when
always forget.
they first did the Chicago smoking ban, and the first time I was in the Metro and there was no smoke, I was like, oh my God, this is what the Metro looks like? Like usually like you couldn't see the walls. There was so much smoke in that place.
Yeah, like it's just tiny. I remember when the smoking ban went down too.
Yeah.
I think it was at the Riv or one of those, I don't know, bathrooms way downstairs
Yeah.
and just shady as shit. And they had a dude that had the mints and the cologne, and he's
Yeah.
like, $1, you could smoke for $1. Like he was just hustling people. Like he was like, all right, man, you're like younger, like here you go. And then like I remember I came down there again. He's like, all right, your time's up. Like people are like, oh, you only
Yeah.
smoke like half a cigarette, but yeah, the smoking ban.
Yeah.
Man, I feel old now. Thanks, Gabe.
I'm so happy about the smoking ban.
I am
Oh,
too.
yeah.
I am too.
Wish Indiana would adopt that.
Yeah, that's
mean,
what. Yeah.
We're close.
Yeah, we're close.
It's just like only 21 and over places, like casinos and bars.
Right.
Just a lot of the places I enjoy going
Yeah.
when I'm not.
Even still, like when I walk into somewhere where there's smoking, I'm like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
this is a thing still.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, I just quit, so I can't really jump on this bandwagon. I quit like 6 months ago.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Good for you.
I need a pat on my back.
Later.
All right, thanks. Yeah, so smoking is a disgusting habit, and it just stinks. And now I'm like that guy, like, I don't want to go to the bed.
You don't smoke anymore. You're a vegetarian.
Oh God, why'd you have to say that? I'm supposed to do that.
He just wants to be more like Morrissey.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Just day by day.
Right.
You're going to take that trucker hat off in a couple days. You're going to have that Morrissey hair.
You got to live your best Stephen Patrick life.
Yeah, maybe one day. I like Stephen Morrissey. He's my homie. But Riot Fest, back to that Riot Fest show was cool. He took forever because no meat could be served, remember?
Yep.
And then eventually he came on. He was like 45, 55 minutes
at
late.
least, yeah.
It was a decent show. They only played
great,
one
yeah.
Smith song.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
But
it was good. Yeah, I mean, I was pretty close for that too.
I didn't get that close.
Yeah, I got there super early.
My friend got pissed and he left because he took too long and he went and saw Nas instead. I'm like, all right. That's all right.
But now we can go see him at Festival of the Lakes.
Nas is going to be at the...
playing Festival of the Lakes.
No way.
Get hyped.
I am hyped.
Yeah.
But he only has like 2 good albums.
Yeah, but I play a lot of those songs.
Well, 3. Yeah, I mean...
Like Illmatic is really all I listen to.
It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, Illmatic, Stillmatic I like. And then The Lost Tapes. A lot of people
I haven't even listened to it yet.
It's great. Like, it's all these weird, The Lost Tapes, like B-sides that he never put out, that he put together. And it's probably my favorite material by Nas. We're jumping around from Morrissey to Nas. Look at that.
I mean, Morrissey to Nas is the logical progression.
It's a natural transition.
It is.
Yeah.
It's pretty natural. But what about the punk? I know you're a punk dude.
Yeah.
Were you in some punk bands like back in the day?
Yeah. I did a band called Dreadnought Ripper for a long time, kind of like a hardcore punk band.
Nice.
And then me and some friends we only played 3 shows, but we were in.
That's pretty punk right there.
Well, no, Dreadnought Ripper, we were a band for like 12 years.
Oh.
And only played for like Beer, which is also
Very
pretty
punk.
punk rock.
Yeah.
But the other band, we only played 3 shows. All of our shows were less than 15 minutes long. And we were an all hockey themed thrash band called Cross Eyes Pass to the 7th Level of Hell.
I like that.
And every song
miss
was
y'all.
about either hockey or the devil, or hockey and the devil.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Did you ever wear a Hartford Whalers jersey when you performed?
No, I've got a Hartford Whalers hat.
Right on.
I would always wear
Quebec Nordiques?
No, never had a Nordiques jersey. I'd always wear like a Jason hockey mask and then like a Blackhawks jersey.
Okay. You kept it local?
Yeah, I kept it local.
You did vocals, you said?
No, I drummed.
You're a drummer?
I sang for Dreadnought Ripper. I'm not a drummer. But when you're playing like thrash, like you play 2 drum beats and
You're good to
throw
go.
some fills in there. But yeah, I sang for Dreadnought Ripper and then I drummed for Cross Eyes Pass.
Where would you guys do shows at?
We did a lot at the Fifth Amendment. Speaking of places you can smoke in,
That sounds so familiar.
it was a tiny place in Hammond. Tons of punk bands used to play there.
All right.
It was the best.
It's on Kennedy Avenue.
Yeah, Kennedy.
Right next, I think it shares a wall with the old theater. There's an old theater right there. And
It's like a couple doors down from the old theater.
yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't there a country or a karaoke bar across the street?
Probably it's Hessville.
It's right by Purdue
That
Cal.
shit exists in Hessville, a lot of
It's
that.
still around, Fifth Amendment.
Oh yeah. Fifth Amendment's still there. They're just not doing punk rock shows anymore.
Oh, it's still there?
Yeah.
All right.
It's just like a Hessville bar now.
Do you hate on Hessville or something?
No. It's just like that like strip of Kennedy Avenue is just
Hessville. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Just a bar.
It
Just
is.
a bar.
It's not bad. It's not
Yeah.
bad. I don't know. Like what? Back to that just real quick. What years was that? 90s?
we started late 90s and we played through 2012, which is coincidentally the same year I opened a coffee shop. So,
Damn, dude.
opening a business and, other people, I didn't have any kids, but other people in the band had kids.
And then it all
it's harder
died out.
to play, yeah.
And as far as local stuff now, I know of the spot. I've heard about it. Could you inform me and the listener who's listening, like what was the spot all about? Or was it called The Space?
Space Revival.
The Space Revival.
Yeah, our Space Revival. Yeah, we were doing shows for about a year. We might started doing shows again. We might not. It's kind of we're doing like a skate shop opened up in the front, Highland board shop.
Okay.
But yeah, we were doing shows in the back. Had some
Cool.
cool stuff. We had our 5-year anniversary there last year. We had Quell, Quell, the rapper.
That's great.
He's in Typical Cats.
Typical Cats. I was just,
Yeah.
dude, that's crazy. I was just listening to him.
He lives in Hobart.
What?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah,
He's an awesome rapper.
Yeah.
We gotta get him on here.
yeah. Dude. I'm sure he would do it.
Okay, cool.
But
Typical
yeah.
Cats. Damn, yeah. That the one song I'm thinking about was like the orange cover, and it's like a jazzy background. It's just him, not the others. And yeah, he's an awesome rapper.
He's super good, yeah. But we had like a 3-night party. It was Quell, Nomad Planets, and then Cloak Room played the last night.
Love Cloak Room.
Cloak Room's the best. Best dudes.
Are they?
Best local band.
Okay, here's my story with Cloak Room. I love Nothing, the band Nothing, and I just stumbled across them randomly.
Have you ever, sorry to interrupt, have you ever seen, you know what the Hard Times is? Have you ever seen the one where it's Jerry Seinfeld pitches show about nothing to NBC, but it's Jerry Seinfeld pitching a show about the band Nothing. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, I just stumbled across them. Like I don't know how, but it was right before Guilty of Everything came out, and I know is his name Dominic, I believe, the singer, whatever. He was in another punk band, and I kind of remember him. He was with Relapse, and then they released their first album, and it was entitled like hardcore, and not hardcore, but more shoegaze. I'm like, man, I'm going to check this out.
Yeah.
And I went and checked them out at Beat Kitchen, and I've been in love ever since. So they're the same style, kind of, Cloak Room is.
Yeah.
And I kept seeing their name pop up, and then I checked them out, and they're like, oh, they're from Northwest Indiana. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And they're awesome.
They're so good.
What was that album last year? What's the name of that album? Do you remember?
God, the record last year.
It was an awesome album.
Oh God, it's
I'm putting you on the spot.
I know.
I thought they're your boys.
Yeah, I feel bad.
You're making it worse, Joe.
Put in there that I knew the title of their last record.
Oh, I'll add it.
Right.
Yeah.
It'll sound like that. Remember that Simpsons
do
episode?
your best Gabe impression.
I got it. I'm on it.
Hey, that Cloak Room.
Yeah, I was on Relapse.
That album I was talking about.
I don't think they were on Relapse.
I know. Now they are.
Are they?
Yeah.
Maybe it was on Relapse.
Yeah,
then.
their new one's on Relapse. Their first one is Further Out.
Oh.
And that was on Run for Cover, I think.
Run for Cover Records, right?
Yeah.
Good for you, Cloak Room. So they played?
Yeah, they played at Space Survival. It was like 100 people in this room, and it was bananas.
That's awesome.
Cloak Room did an acoustic set at Grindhouse once, too, that was insane. They brought like a cello player.
Where are those dudes from? Are they all from the same city, or are they all from around the region?
Mostly like Chesterton, Michigan City area.
Right on.
Portage, maybe.
They...
one of their girlfriends used to work at Grindhouse.
Oh, cool.
Which is how I met most of those dudes.
They're a three-piece, right?
Three-piece, yeah.
All the same dudes?
When you
still?
hear them live, it's like, if you close your eyes, you're like, there's got to be 5 people on stage playing music. It's so loud.
Yeah,
and you look, you're like, oh, that's just 3 dudes. Wow.
That's how Mets, have you ever listened to Mets before?
Yeah.
Excuse me, they're the loudest band
Yeah.
ever. I got to see them about 6 months ago. And
Nice.
3 dudes at the Talia Hall, if I'm saying it correctly, but
Sure.
so loud.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and Nirvana was a loud band too. A lot of that has to do with the drummer, like Dave Grohl was a hard hitter.
Yeah.
You know, but
Oh, yeah. We had like bits of drumstick all over Space Survival for months, literally months from Brian.
Man, you should bring that back. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, we're hoping to do, it's kind of under wraps, but we're hoping to do something cool for our 6-year anniversary at Grindhouse. Haven't talked to Cloak Room about doing it, but I'd like for them to. But we're looking to do a show, so we'll see.
Yeah.
We got a few months to plan it.
That'd be really cool. You just need to send them a couple tweets, man. I'm sure they'll tweet you back.
Or
When's
just
the official 6-year anniversary?
May 26th. May 26th. May 26th. I know my wife and I's anniversary. That's better, right?
Yeah, you're not in the doghouse
Yeah, I'm not in the
anymore, then.
doghouse, yeah.
You're good now.
Yeah, May
Wait a minute.
26th.
When's your wedding anniversary?
September 18th.
Oh, good for you.
Yes.
It's a good day. Yeah, a nice
knew it.
fall wedding. He did know
Nice
it.
It just
fall
rolled
wedding.
off the tongue.
Yeah.
It did.
No, I thought about it like 10 seconds earlier. I was like, Stratton's going to ask me. So,
So I
what
better
is
get this together. Better get it together. And what I would like, we had Chuck and Allison on here.
Yeah.
From Fluid, and you know when I went to your coffee shop too. There's I don't know what it is. Maybe you could help me, but there's like a really cool punk rock element with a lot of like punk rock and heavy metal element with a lot of coffee shops or coffee house or coffee bars, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I wonder what that is, because the first time I was ever exposed to something like that was with Dark Matter.
Yeah.
Because my friend lives literally right next to the mothership.
Nice.
Shout out to Doug and Jenna Myers. And that was the first time, and they have all those crazy blends, you know, of coffee, and then they market it after a band and so on and so forth. But what do you think the connection is there? Because I think it's awesome. I just don't know why.
I don't know. It's the same, and it's the same thing with beer too.
Like Three Floyds,
you get a
too.
lot of people. I think people who are creative people kind of gravitate. They're not going to listen to like what's on the radio. They're going to listen to interesting music, and I think it teaches you to like be like, oh, let's maybe not get a 9-to-5 job. Like, let's follow our dreams.
Right.
I mean, not to sound cheesy.
But it's true.
But like it kind of teaches you to go like against the grain, and you just do something different and craft coffee, craft beer.
That's a good point.
Different. Yeah,
it is something like do it yourself.
Yeah, and it's a total DIY
method.
thing. Yeah,
but do it yourself. What you want to do with your life, and not do the 9-to-5.
Yeah,
that's a good point. I like that connection. Stratton and I, we're not that free of thinkers yet. We have our 9-to-5s. We're trying.
Right now, my only boss is Bruce Springsteen, and it's pretty awesome.
Bruce? Why Bruce?
He's the boss.
I hate Bruce Springsteen.
Dude, this podcast is over. Turn it off. Shut it down.
I quit, Joe.
Hit stop. He sucks.
I hate this.
I never liked him, even like when I was a little kid.
You're blowing it.
I don't like him.
That's fine.
Let's get into guilty pleasures, though.
What else do you not like? Do you also not like America, Joe?
America's cool.
Huh?
I like
I
it.
bet you hate Ford, Chevy,
I have a Chevy.
Eagles.
I like Eagles.
I can't think of any.
Eagles hunting wolves is the coolest thing anyone has ever asked me to look up on YouTube.
That's a thing?
It was to this
Nice.
crane operator that I was training with at the time, 10 years ago. He's like, you got one of them smartphones? I'm like, yeah. He's like, look up Eagles hunting wolves. I'm like, that's the coolest thing anybody's ever asked me to look up before. And it was crazy footage. Like,
That's awesome.
it's like these dudes in Tibet with these huge eagles, and they've trained them. They're like, go. And they just throw, like, they're flying, and they just grab a wolf and throw him off a fucking cliff.
I've heard of this.
Yeah, so check it
They
out.
fly up real high in the air and just let go.
Yeah,
and
but
then
they
the
have
wolf
like
just
those
falls.
No, they pick them up. They are huge. These eagles are
They just do
huge.
like a spin move.
They just smash them in the ground, and then they pick them up, and then they throw them off of, like,
So rude.
it is rude. But yeah,
brutal.
it is brutal.
It's like an Iron Maiden song.
It is like an Iron Maiden song. You're an Iron Maiden kind of guy, I
Love
can
Iron
tell.
Maiden, yeah.
What-
Yeah.
That's
Dude,
a hell of a transition.
it is a transition.
Dude, we're all over
we're
the place.
together. We're together.
Morrissey to Nas,
We're-
Eagles to Iron Maiden.
It is like Eagles hunting wolves would be an Iron Maiden
Yeah.
song.
It
Eddie's
would have been on Peace of Mind. Definitely would have been on Peace
It
of
would have. He's my. Isn't it Eddie?
The mascot.
The mascot.
Yeah.
He's my favorite heavy metal mascot.
Oh, if he's not your favorite heavy metal mascot, you're blowing it.
Megadeth's dude's pretty cool
what's that?
too.
Is it Vic?
Vic.
Yeah.
Vic's pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Just
I
ignore
guess.
me.
His glasses are sweet. Like he's awesome.
They're not as nice as Stratton's new glasses.
No, Stratton's new glasses are even
Legitimately nice glasses.
better. They are.
They're rose. They help me see so I can read. And I also look like my 60-year-old aunt.
Fair enough. Do you like Iron Maiden? Have you ever even you jam?
You mess around with the Maiden?
You mess
up the
around with
irons?
Sure. Sing one of their songs for me.
I can't hit those notes. We gotta
Yeah.
bring Justin Wallace in here to hit those.
Imitate a guitar riff.
Nah.
Yeah, I like
Yeah, I'm not going to. I'm not going to put me mimicking a Maiden riff on the internet. It's not going to happen.
I'm like 6 or 7 years older than you guys. Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, you
So
should.
I grew up right around.
Yeah, exactly.
Somehow I'm like, I had a
that
mullet.
makes it even
I had a-
worse.
I had a mullet back in their heyday.
Dude, their
I think
jet's
they had a-
amazing too. Remember
Yeah.
that? Remember that?
Yeah, Flight 666.
Flight exactly.
Yeah.
Dude, that what was it was like a professional doc. Was it a doc or was it a movie? Remember that? And they just followed him around tours.
Oh yeah.
And they were on that
yeah.
awesome jet.
Yeah.
It was like better than Air Force One.
Yeah, Bruce Dickinson is the pilot of the jet.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
he
the
is.
singer. Dude, I love. There's like VH1 or MTV like 15 years ago did like the 20 least metal moments ever. You know, it's like Vince Neil doing the chicken dance or whatever. But one of them was Bruce Dickinson quitting Iron Maiden to become a pilot and a fencer. And I was so mad. I was like, what's more metal than flying and sword play? Like, how are you going to say that it's the least metal moment that Bruce Dickinson's going to play with swords and fly?
It's pretty metal.
It's like Dungeons and
VH1
Dragons.
doesn't know
is.
what they're talking about.
No.
They are. They're Dungeons. Yeah, they're Dungeons and Dragons. Like
Oh, yeah.
in a music form.
VH1.
Nerd alert. No, I'm just joking.
VH1.
VH1. I miss VH1.
Do you?
Kind of.
VH1
Pop up video was
Pop-up
tight.
video is the jam. My
Yeah.
wife watches a lot of
And the
RuPaul's
behind the
Drag
musics.
Race, which is on VH1 now.
Really?
Yeah.
It's still around?
RuPaul's Drag Race? Oh, yeah.
I don't tap into that.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, I'll watch an episode here or there.
Like just to give in, make her
Yeah,
happy.
hang out with the wife.
Yeah. Watch a little drag.
Watch a little Drag Race.
2018, here we come.
It's 2018.
It is 2018.
It is 2018. Look at
The year of RuPaul.
I didn't know RuPaul was still around.
Yeah.
Good
yeah,
for
RuPaul
her,
is like
or him.
57 or something.
Still looks
but
good.
looks fierce.
Still
Really?
looks good.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I don't care. Work on that transition. Transition to that.
Someone transition, please.
I'm going to transition into that. Like I'm going to go right into Blag Flag. How about
Let's
that?
talk about Blag Flag.
Let's get into Blag Flag. The importance of Blag Flag. What era do you like? Like, what's your favorite?
I'm like a early years like Keith Morris, like Ron Reyes.
Ron Reyes was an awesome vocalist for them.
Yeah.
I love Keith
But Keith
Morris.
Morris is my favorite for sure.
Yeah.
I think if it were a fight, Henry Rollins wins
For sure.
the
He could
fight.
beat both of them up.
But in like the fight of who the best vocalist is, Henry Rollins is on the bottom. Did Dez Cadena sing for a little bit? Or
yeah,
no?
he did.
Yeah.
He did. Henry took his place, and then Dez jumped on guitar.
Yeah.
I remember that part of
Okay.
the story. But I like Reyes' vocals.
Yeah.
Probably the best. And he was only on, like, they're kind of hard to follow. I don't know if it was, thank you, Sred. I don't know if it was a single,
Yeah, I don't know.
or like an EP. But you know what? The early Blag Flag always, like the sound, if I could describe their sound, that early Blag Flag, like in my head for whatever reason, I always imagined that sound like if I were homeless in Los Angeles and like really dirty.
Oh, okay.
Because there's something like West Coast about them, and especially that era. But then there's something just really scuzzy and like angry, and
It's just
you have you can't find a comfortable place to sleep.
yeah,
Like that's early Blag Flag.
yeah, totally. It's raw
It's raw.
and dirty.
It's just nasty. Clock in. You know what you should do? You should play Clock In for your employees,
Nice.
right? That's
play
Dez on
clock in
vocals.
as they're walking in, and then as soon as their shift starts, play Black Coffee, like the later song.
Oh, dude, Stare Through My Heart.
Yeah.
I love that song. My cousin Ian and I, we would send pictures of Black Coffee to each other, like like just back and forth, and just do Blag Flag lyrics
Nice.
after it. But I love that. I love that song. Slip it in.
Yeah.
See, I like the Rollins stuff better because I think the music's better.
Yeah, the music's. I mean, if
It's
you're,
not punk
if you're
rock
saying
really
the
anymore,
if you're
though.
saying the early music's better, you're just lying to yourself. But yeah, the music's definitely better later on. It just got too like heavy for me.
That's what I like
Especially
about
when it got to like near the end, it got so almost like
jazz,
free jazz, like
Yeah. Greg Ginn
Space
was-
Cadet.
Yeah, he was like, he was on one for sure.
Yeah.
Like he, like if you read any stuff like Rollins, like he was experimenting with a lot of LSD
Yeah.
and smoking a
Yeah.
lot of marijuana and yada yada, and
shows.
wearing tie dyes. Like you could definitely hear it. But his guitar playing is just
Oh, it's-
unorthodox, and he's one of my
Totally.
most favorite guitarists of all
Yeah.
time.
He's nuts.
He is nuts. But my favorite, like you said, it was too heavy. I like side B of My War because that's when
Yeah.
they sludged it down.
Dude, My War is big.
It
Yeah.
is big.
Yeah.
And that song, what's his name? How do you say it? Dukowski or Chuck?
Oh,
Chuck Dubakowski?
Chuck Dukowski. Is
Yeah.
it Dukowski?
Something like that.
Yeah.
He was their original bass player, and then he wrote that song, and then Greg Ginn still used it, and they're still fighting for it, I
Yeah.
believe, Always fighting. I did get to see Keith Morris, though, with Off.
I saw them with Off too. Who did
They
you?
opened for Refused.
Refused. I was there.
That was the
Dude,
warmest show. I'll put it this way, the most moist. That show was extremely
It was moist. Yeah, it was
Moist.
good.
It was great.
Yeah.
They had like one industrial fan. It was at help me out.
It was at Congress.
Congress, thank you. And do you remember that they had one huge industrial fan to blow on the crowd,
I don't remember.
and it didn't help out.
Yeah,
And then it was
can't
like,
imagine.
then they shut it down after that show. Remember, it was down for years.
It was. Yeah, it's still down. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Damn. But yeah, that was a great show. Remember, they
Yeah.
played Blag Flag.
Yeah.
Refused played Blag Flag
Yeah.
songs.
And then I saw Flag play at Riot Fest a few years back.
Flag.
So that was
that Keith?
It was Keith Morris, Bill Stevenson, and when Greg Ginn
Right.
got back together, like they started Black Flag and they started Flag.
That's
Saw them
right.
at Riot Fest.
Yeah, it was all the other dudes
Yeah, it's
from
the
Blag
other
Flag.
dudes
Like
that-
Chuck was there,
It was
and
everybody.
Dez.
It was everybody that hates Greg. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they should have been
Yeah.
called. Because that stuff got out of control, and Greg was obviously
yeah.
greedy. Like if you really look into it, which I have because I'm a nerd, and Greg definitely got greedy, but he is Blag Flag. He wrote a lot of the lyrics.
totally.
Even his own brother, Pettibon, doesn't even talk to him anymore.
Really?
Raymond Pettibon, he was
Wow.
the guy that did all the Blag Flag artwork.
yeah.
They're brothers, and he got pissed because In My Head, their last album, the record company took different parts, like different sketches.
Yeah, because it's like the 6 little
Yeah,
pictures.
it's the 6 little pictures, and they put it together. And Pettibon's like, I didn't approve of that.
Yeah.
And Greg's like, oh, well, I just did it real quick, and they wanted it. And he hasn't talked to him since. That was like
Wow.
1985.
Yeah.
So feelings are.
I remember when I was a kid, you know, like back in the 90s, like you can't just like YouTube and Google, you know, so you're like going to record stores. Like I got like a Minor Threat CD when I was 12 or 13 or something, probably 13, 14. And you go to like a CD trading post. It was in Hobart for a while ago.
That was the best.
And I walked in and I bought a Blag Flag CD. I was like, oh, like I hear Blag Flag's really great.
What album did you get?
This is the funny part.
Okay.
So I buy Family Man.
Oh man, that album's intense.
Yeah, so
God.
so like I get home with my mom and I put it on.
No.
And I'm like, what is this? Like, it's just Henry Rollins for Stretton. It's just Henry Rollins spoken word, pretty much.
Yeah, for like the first
Him talking about
5 or
pouring
6 tracks.
salt on a slug.
Family Man. He has a song called Family Man.
Family
It's like, I'm
Man,
going to
Family
crucify
Man.
you with your neatly placed garage.
Yeah.
Like, just
Let
crazy.
your fingers do the walking. Let your fingers,
do
like,
the
and I'm like, I'm so young, and I'm like, why is this like an important punk rock band? Like, I don't get this.
Yeah, that album's. It's not even an album.
At 37, I still don't know if I get it.
I do like Armageddon Man on that album. Remember that song?
Sure.
Yeah, it's insane. It's like it's the same riff over and over, and it's like him just doing spoken word over it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that song. Let me shoot my load all over the place or something like that's in there.
Sounds like Henry Rollins.
Sounds like Rollins.
1985. Yeah.
Yeah, 1985 Rollins. But what a one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for you.
It didn't deter you.
I mean, it honestly did deter me for a long time. I was
Really?
like, I don't really get Blag Flag.
See,
And then I heard like Damaged, like, you know, TV Party and Six Pack, Rise Above. I'm like, oh, okay.
that's what got me.
This
into
is, I
him.
mean, yeah, that's the quintessential Black. When people talk about Blag Flag, like they're talking about that record.
Right. I loved Rollins, like even when I was a kid. Like I remember the Liar video.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously.
Dude, yeah.
You know, so I was like, this dude's awesome. And
Yeah.
then he had some really cool, like that mid 90s Woodstock performance.
Okay.
You know, and I remember that was on MTV. I'm like, I love this dude. And then he was in movies and shit,
Yeah.
you know.
I saw-
always knew he was in Blag Flag.
Yeah.
But I was never a big punk dude. And then I actually I went to this garage party and somebody was playing Damaged.
Uh-huh.
And they're like, yeah, you know what that is? I'm like, yeah, you know, like acting cool, like, oh, of course. And they're like, yeah, that's Blag Flag. I'm like, and I asked them, like, yeah, that's Rollins, right? Because I could tell that it was him. They're like, yeah,
Yeah.
and I stole the CD. I still have it to this day. And I'm not a thief, really,
Yeah.
but I was like, I got to have
Yeah.
that.
Oh, this is mine now.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is mine. And then ironically, years down the road, I bought my first house, and my neighbor across the street, that's the dude I stole it from, and he brought it up like, I always thought that you might have stolen my Blag Flag CD. Did you? And I'm like, no, I denied it.
No, that
deny.
was not me.
So
Well, now you've admitted it on the internet.
on the internet, so now the truth's out. I still have it.
Yeah,
I'm
I
happy.
saw Henry Rollins play in Rollins Band 2006 or 7. It was like watching. Have you seen Henry Rollins?
I saw his stand up. That's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Watching him play music is like seeing God. Like it's insane watching this man perform music.
He demands your attention,
Like just
right?
demands your
Do
attention.
you think he's the most intense person you've seen perform live?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's a good question.
He's just an animal. Like all of a sudden he's just wet.
Right.
Like he's just sitting there, you know, he's like old by this time, you know, in his super short black gym shorts,
Right.
no shirt, you know, the giant sun tattoo on his
Yeah.
back. And, you know, every song he's just going ballistic.
And he's not really, you know, I love him. I love Rollins, but he's not the most talented
No.
vocalist by
No.
any means. And that's what's so cool
Well,
and
that's- yeah.
inspiring and punk about the
Yeah.
dude, you know?
Yeah. Like a punk rock vocalist, you want passion, you know.
Yeah.
But funny story, my band was playing a show at a different Hessville bar, Porter's Tap. And you know, so I'm singing. I used to like hit myself with the microphone and climb on things. And after the show, this guy comes up to me and he's like, dude, watching you play, like you were like Henry Rollins. It was awesome. I was like, oh, thanks, dude. Like that's like a really nice thing to say. He's like, yeah, I just wanted to like walk up and punch you. And he was like, because I knew you would have loved it. And I was like, no,
no, don't punch me, dude. Did he punch you?
No, he did not punch me.
Close call.
Yeah.
I didn't know Rollins wanted to be punched.
Yeah,
That's weird.
I didn't know that either, but
That's quite the compliment, though.
yeah,
That
but it was a
is.
nice compliment.
It was, come here, bro, let me punch you.
Yeah,
Yeah. Fucking Rollins.
I've never been compared to anything cool like that.
Here's my
your aunt,
your aunt.
Yeah.
Your aunt's
my
cool,
aunt,
right?
My aunt actually is looks like Henry Rollins.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to mention it.
Yeah.
Your hair looks like Henry Rollins.
Yeah, the aunt that like when I wear these glasses,
Man, I got me.
those old lady reading glasses, that look like Henry Rollins.
Henrietta Rollins.
Yeah.
He had a band. Henrietta Collins. What, do you remember what that was? Henrietta Collins and something. It was right after.
Did he
Blag
really?
Flag, yeah. I can't remember what it was. It wasn't great, but
Here's my punk rock story like that about Rollins. He's asked if I've ever seen him live. It was a night in Chicago, and it was Danzig solo stuff. We could either go see Danzig or Rollins stand up, and it was at the Vic. And my cousin Ian and we picked Rollins instead, and I'm happy about
good choice.
that.
Oh yeah,
because I was able to see Danzig for the first time ever with the Misfits at Riot Fest a few years ago. So I'm glad I was able to do that combination. But his stand-up spoken word, like it wasn't poetry or anything or comedy. It's just Rollins dropping knowledge, and it's great. He's an inspiring dude.
Oh yeah, I used to watch his. He had a show on IFC for a while. I used to watch it, and
yeah, remember the Rollins? Was it the Rollins show, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Remember, then he would have like these crazy like rants. Remember, like, either in the beginning,
in the
or
beginning,
yeah, like just something. Just he'd sit on his little desktop or his laptop and just type. And he always had really good musical guests.
Yeah, really good musical guests.
He's always turned me on to cool music, too.
Yeah, for sure.
And I love the Rollins story. Like you mentioned, Minor Threat. That's my hat, man. I got a Minor Threat hat on. He was friends with Ian, and they both worked at a Haagen-Dazs. Mm-hmm. So he's like, hey, Blag Flag's coming in the area, and you know the story, and you should jump up there and do vocals. You're a big fan, so we did.
The rest is history.
And the rest is history.
It's at Another State of Mind. And have you seen that? That movie? Yeah.
Yeah. So he just jumped up there and did the vocals, and they hit him up. Hey, you want to go with us? And then he entered the world of Blag Flag. But yeah, Damage is the shit. I love that album.
Yeah.
I really like Modern Man. Remember that?
Yeah, yeah.
Or Loose Nut, the actual album, but
Loose
Modern
Nut,
Man, like that's my favorite. That's what really got me into.
Yeah, see
him.
that kind of like gets past my Blag Flag love.
Okay, fair enough.
To me, it was Slip It In is My Ghetto on that one.
Yeah,
yeah, that's like the only song I really like.
Really, you don't like
yeah.
Black Coffee?
It's fine. Yeah, it's fine.
Who's Got the 10.5? I love that too.
Yeah.
The live album.
Yeah, Black Coffee. I do like that song just because
you have to.
Yeah,
you have to.
Yeah.
You gotta play that.
Yeah.
You guys play anything in there? I didn't.
Yeah.
Do you?
It depends. Really, mostly depends on who's working as to kind of what's being played. But yeah, we listen to kind of everything from Fiona Apple to
Atmosphere.
Flag, yeah.
What about
to Atmosphere? Yeah,
let's jump into a little Atmosphere, dude.
It's just a 10-letter word. Yeah,
it is. I love Slug.
Yeah,
I love Atmosphere. What got you listening to Atmosphere? Like what album really sunk?
God Loves Ugly.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, that record is perfect. It's so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you know what? Now that I think about it, it was that wasn't the first one I heard. It was the one after that, Seven's Travels, because it was in an Epitaph sampler.
It was.
Yeah, so that's actually how I heard it. Now that I think about it, trying to find a balance. The music video was like Epitaph was doing.
I remember
it was like a CD that came with a DVD of music videos, and I was watching it at my parents' house, and
it's like 04, 05,
probably
right?
yeah, probably
before?
03 or 04.
Okay.
Yeah,
I can't imagine how much Fun We're Having was the first album I ever heard by him.
Nice, yeah.
I
was the one right after it.
Yeah, I was really, really into Immortal Technique, and I was working with this dude, and he liked hip hop too. And I was like, "Here's Immortal Technique." He's like, "Oh man, that's pretty serious." I'm like, "Yes, it is." And then he's like, "Here's Atmosphere," and he kept talking about him, But that album's awesome. And then I just searched back after that, like Lucy Ford's awesome. Is it Overcast?
Overcast, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Did you ever get to see Atmosphere live?
Yeah, I've seen Atmosphere live probably 3 or 4 times.
I want to so
I saw Atmosphere. The best show I ever saw was Atmosphere with a full band.
I remember when he was doing that.
Yeah, it was around the time of You Can't Imagine How Much Fun We're Having. Probably right before it. But yeah, I saw him. It was just a full band. And they did Shrapnel, the last song on God Loves Ugly. But it was like literally like a hardcore song.
Really?
Like, they got like, everybody in the band is, like it looks like 1998. Like everybody's just going nuts.
Like Limp Bizkit's up there kind of.
Like, but it was like
Like
it was
Fred Durst
insane.
said.
It was at the Empty Bottle, super tiny. One of the best shows I ever saw.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, I want to see Atmosphere bad. That's
Yeah.
one. Them and The Cure. Look at you. You're just destroying me on the podcast. Seeing all these awesome bands. Rollins band too.
Yeah.
You got it.
I got it, man.
You got it. You know
I've
what's
seen
up?
all your favorite bands.
You
I haven't.
right.
I've seen a lot of bands,
Yeah, but
but yeah.
Atmosphere, Stratton, you ever listen to Atmosphere?
No.
No?
I don't know.
Minneapolis.
It's not a good answer.
It's weird that
Rhyme
Minneapolis
sayers.
is like where all the best hip hop comes from.
Some good. I mean, he's definitely backpack rap or emo rap.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if you really want to put a genre
Yeah.
on it, but there's nothing wrong with it because
No.
he's a very easily relatable dude. You
Yeah.
know, like we all go through those kind of struggles, you know,
Yeah.
relationship and work, 9 to 5 grind
Yeah.
and, you know, questioning yourself and doubt. And yeah, he's an awesome MC.
Yeah.
You know, he
I like
doesn't
him a lot.
he doesn't like try to get real too tricky with the wordplay, but he's a
No.
really good storyteller.
Really good storyteller, yeah.
You know, and he really writes some rhymes that make you scratch your head and think, you know,
Yeah.
and reflect. Like I love Slug. I really got to see him, man. I
Yeah.
got to see Atmosphere.
Yeah,
for
I haven't
sure.
loved the last couple records, but yeah, I like Atmosphere.
There's there's always like one or two good songs, like from
Yeah,
the last two.
totally.
From what I remember, I like
Yeah.
Flicker. I don't remember the names of these albums, but I really like Flicker
I can't remember.
and something else. But yeah, he's been kind of falling off. What is Life Gives You Lemons? Paint that shit
Yeah,
gold.
dude, I love that record.
Okay,
That's the last record I love by
that's
Atmosphere.
10 years ago, wasn't it?
Probably 10. Yeah, we're old. But yeah. Yeah, when Life Gives You Lemons,
You guys are old.
yeah. But yeah, it's like messes with like some acoustic stuff and
Yeah, yeah, he's the shit. And then, like you said, you like rhyme sayers, or you said you
Yeah.
like Minnesota.
yeah,
So
with Brian Sayers, Doomtree, Idea and Abilities. Yeah.
Aesop Rock.
Aesop Rock, that's New York, but
Is he New York?
Yeah, Aesop
but
Rock's
wasn't
New
he
York,
always
yeah.
on rhyme sayers or no?
no, he was on Def Jux with
Oh.
Mr. Liff and LP,
Oh, okay. Damn, he's
Cage. Yeah.
cool. He's I don't even know what to say about him and his rhyme style.
Dude, Aesop Rock is
He's on another
on another
planet.
level, yeah.
Yeah, it's like I don't even.
like
I've been
how he
listening
like
to hip hop forever, and
well,
like
and like the beats he makes and the rhyme, like where is this guy from?
I don't know.
Like,
man, he's
It's
crazy.
nuts. Yeah.
What was that album last year that came out? That was one of the best hip hop albums.
I can't remember.
Look it up, Stratton. It was good though.
Yeah.
Like it's pink or not pink. It's like purple and green.
Yeah.
And, God, but yeah, his rhyme skills. Like I don't know where he's coming from. I have no idea. Murs is good too.
Murs, yeah.
Wasn't Mac Lethal on Rhyme Sayers for a second?
Mac Lethal, yeah. I saw him.
Did you?
Yeah, I saw him at the Abbey Pub, yeah.
The Abbey Pub.
Yeah.
Damn. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Hell
and now Mac Lethal, all he wants to do is time himself while rapping.
Well,
you seen those? Like,
yeah, the last one he had when he
nerdy
hit-
white guy. Like, they're cool. I love them. But, like,
He's like a
done a couple
professional
new
YouTube guy.
yeah, he probably makes more money making YouTube videos than records.
He does. I did like that thing he did. Like he did all the different
The styles of
rap
Yeah,
styles.
it was
Like
fun.
that was cool.
Yeah.
He's a good MC, and his the battle rap stuff. You ever watch that
No.
when he was in it?
No.
Yeah, he
But yeah, I like Mac Lethal a lot.
yeah. Mac Lethal's the man. Irish Goodbye. That was always a
Yeah. That one's good.
decent album. I'm trying to think too. Any other how about any Chicago rap? Was there anything you were ever?
Like Typical Cats.
Typical
/
Cats.
Quell, yeah.
Did you like Do or Die?
No, I never messed around with that.
No. Okay.
Yeah, I never really listened to much Chicago stuff.
No.
Does that make me a bad person?
Yeah, you're kind of a terrible person. No,
Yeah.
no Crucial Conflict when you're a kid. What's wrong with you?
No.
No Do or Die. No Twista. No Adrenaline
So
Rush.
fun fact:
No
the
Adrenaline
guitar
Rush?
player in my
Come on,
band,
dude.
engineered one of Twista's records. He went to school at Columbia and worked at a studio, and engineered one of Twista's records. And then Twista's crew stole all of his GameCube games.
They pulled the
Of
Joe
course
Riley.
they did. Yeah, they
Yep,
pulled
pulled
the
the
Joe
Joe
Riley stealing Blag Flag CDs. Well, shout out to Twista for stealing the masters.
Shout out to Twista.
What up, Twista? Remember you got caught smoking blunts
Yeah.
in South Haven?
In South Haven, yeah. Oh, Twista.
Oh, Twista. What are you doing? Fireside Bowl. Did you go to Fireside Bowl back in the day?
Did I go to Fireside
Let's
Bowl?
get into that real quick.
Yeah. When you were talking about like your favorite
Talk about
places-
Chicago
when you
and
were talking
places
about
to
your
see.
favorite place to see shows, and you're like, "Oh, the Metro." I was like, "Man, the Fireside Bowl."
Is that building even?
Yeah, the building's still there. Yeah,
Where was that at in Chicago?
it's on Fullerton,
Okay.
just west of the Expressway.
All right. See, you remember the specifics. It's been such a long time.
Yeah,
What
Dude,
kind-
some of the best shows I saw were at the Fireside Bowl.
Give us a few. What were a couple good shows there?
I saw TSOL at the Fireside
Okay.
Bowl with Tiger Army. It was really cool.
Wow.
Yeah,
Was that back in the day?
like 2000, 2001. Not like mid 90s or anything.
Yeah.
It's kind of too young.
Early 2000s.
But yeah, maybe late 90s or early 2000s.
Because that's where the whole Chicago hardcore scene was going down.
Yeah.
There's documentaries online and
that's
YouTube.
was kind of like a sought after place in the 90s. Like, you got to play the Fireside Bowl.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw Wesley Willis there a couple times.
Really?
Yeah.
How was that, dude? How was the Wesley Willis experience?
It's magical.
I bet. God.
But he was like the only musician that when he died, I like genuinely like felt this deep sorrow because he's just such a troubled individual.
Yeah.
But no, I was at the Fireside Bowl once, and Stratton, have you heard of Wesley Willis before?
No.
Really?
Can you do me a favor, and when you
Go home,
Google
him.
listen to any song, and then listen to another song.
And then
Let me put on my aunt's glasses and write this name down.
And so
It's Wesley Willis. Just put it in your store bank.
You're recording all of this. You got it.
You got
You need to
this.
write this down.
Yeah.
But so Wesley Willis,
For real.
for the uninitiated, was this like gigantic black schizophrenic man who would play what were essentially like demos on a Casio keyboard, and he would walk up to people and say, "Give me a headbutt," and he would grab your head and like
He would.
smash your head.
He was.
And so I'm at this Wesley Willis show at the Fireside Bowl, and I see this like he's like walking towards the stage, like lumbering towards, grabs this like 15-year-old girl, like obliterates her head. He had this like permanent knot in the middle of his head.
Oh no.
And so I'm sitting there like, oh my God, like he's walking straight towards me. Like this is gonna, like he's about to destroy me. This sucks.
You didn't cower it out, did you?
No, I was sitting on this, so at the Fireside Bowl, you could like, there wasn't like a barrier or anything. And so I'm sitting on the stage waiting for the next band to play, like just like near the stage. And so he's walking up to me, this like 400-pound man, all of a sudden uses his hand, pushes right down on my crotch to climb on stage. And so he used like my junk as leverage to climb onto the stage at the Fireside Bowl.
That's why you felt it so hard when he died.
Yeah, probably. We had a connection.
I mean, he touched your junk.
Yeah.
You know?
We had a romantic connection.
And he used it as like a boost.
Yeah.
No one's ever used
would've
my junk as a
fallen.
boost.
Yeah.
No, he would have fallen.
But yeah,
Way to be a good citizen.
Yeah, Fireside Bowl is the best. I saw probably one of my favorite bands is the Nerve Agents. I don't know if you've ever heard of them.
No.
Like a hardcore band, kind of in the vein of Cro-Mags, like super fast,
Like
angry.
thrashy, but then hardcore.
Like very Cro-Magsy. And I was like 20, 21 at the time, and that was the day I decided I was like too old for punk rock, which obviously now like 17 years later I'm like still doing it, but the tour almost got canceled because the singer had tore his ACL, and so they were like, no, we'll still play. And so he's up on the stage with like this giant like thigh to shin knee brace on.
Yeah, I've experienced that before.
And like I was kind of disappointed because I knew the singer like kind of went crazy. And so at the Fireside, he's in this giant knee brace. The guitar player's like, everybody's going nuts. He's going nuts. Guitar player like gets hit in the face with the bass and he's like bleeding everywhere, which is so Fireside Bowl. And the singer like climbs to the top of the like this tower of speakers, and I looked up and I was like, dude, he's gonna get hurt. He needs to get down from there. And I realized like that moment, like I'm too old for punk rock. Like I'm concerned about the singer of this band's well-being.
Yeah.
This isn't punk rock.
That's not punk rock.
And then I
You're
just
too old.
jumped down from 15 feet in the air.
He was okay.
With a torn ACL. He was fine.
Damn, it's pretty brutal. I remember, did they have a drop ceiling in there, like an old school? That's what I remember about it the
dude,
most.
so
it was like, I remember one time we were there and people were just fucking punching it, like tearing it out. It was like
so
a small riot.
I was at a show where they were tearing it down.
I wonder
and
how often they had to replace that.
I don't know. If you ever look, like there's 4 ceiling tiles that are right above the stage that were always new. It was like all the other ones were like covered in like cigarette yellow stain.
Yeah.
And these 4 ones that they had to keep replacing. I remember I saw a show, I think DI was playing, and kids were like tearing down the ceiling because they were mad. This is like later years, because they were mad because they didn't want to book like punk rock shows anymore. They were like, Chaos UK is coming to Chicago and you didn't book them. We're going to tear your ceiling down. We'll show you.
Everybody was tearing that ceiling down.
Yeah.
So you've been to a show where it came down
Yeah.
too. The roof, literally bringing the roof down.
Literally bringing the roof down.
Just tearing it.
You think pieces of that ceiling is maybe like a thing that you could hang on a wall or put in like a display case?
I don't know. It wasn't. No. It was like asbestos-filled 1970s cigarette smoke soaking up for years. I mean,
multiple blood sources.
It wasn't a nice place at all. It was
like when you walk into the bathroom. It was an old bowling alley. Like you expect to see like a dead hooker.
Yeah.
And
needles.
Yeah, and it's a bowling alley. Yeah, for shows they would just like kind of like
you can go jam in the corner.
You would use that like orange fence to put up. They would just like cover up the bowling lanes.
Yep. I saw a lot of death metal there back in the day. And I remember seeing American Nightmare, Cephalic Carnage and Origin and just a lot of grind.
Yeah.
You know, I was into more of that back then, but yeah, Fireside Bowl, man. What was Riley's Rock House? Was that the other name of it? Or was that do you remember
Riley's
Rock
House?
House?
Else. I never went to Riley's Rock House.
Okay.
Yeah, that definitely wasn't Fireside Bowl, though.
Okay. I was wondering if they switched the name to Riley's Rock House.
Fireside just started doing shows again and stopped and started and stopped, and I don't know that it'll ever take off.
Okay. Yeah, that's a long time. Strat, I'm surprised you weren't there. You weren't into anything like that.
It's not my scene.
It wasn't your scene?
I was studying and getting hype off math.
No, you weren't doing math. You were studying.
Math.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought you started getting hyped off meth. Like, no.
Math.
Calculus
and shit.
Dave Matthews Band. That's why you're a big Dave Matthews dude. You're listening.
That's
to
only
that,
been
right?
recent. That's been in the last
recent.
8 years. Last 8 years. Dave. Hey,
the worst.
I like what I like.
That's fine.
Well, you know, we're talking a little punk rock. So, Sretton,
Oh, you want to
what's
do the
up?
thing?
Let's do your thing.
All right. Settle in, guys. This is going to be stupid.
I can't wait.
All right. Put on my aunt's glasses. I want to play a little game. I've been interrupting your show, Joe, to play these games that it seems like everybody that listens to the show really loves.
We're getting great feedback.
Oh, yeah. People are demanding this garbage. So
It's not garbage.
I have a list of hardcore punk band names. All right. Now I'm going to ask you one by one to test your knowledge.
I'm down.
Because I think a lot of times when you guys are naming these bands, you're saying fake names. And I don't know any better
I'm going
to
beat
argue
Gabe.
with you.
I'm telling you right now, I'm going to win. This
You
is
will not.
I'm competitive right now.
I'll bet I've seen half the bands on this list.
That was good.
I'm gonna claim to see bands that
Whatever.
like don't exist.
Yeah.
And you're gonna like call me out. I'm gonna get into my car and
Whatever.
you're gonna hear me blasting Dave Matthews on the way home.
Whatever. You got
Everything
to see
I
The
say
Cure
is
and I
a lie.
didn't, and I went to see Tame Impala instead. You got like
I've already
10
won.
You've already won. You already got 10 points on me. Just don't tell no one, all right?
All right, ready?
All right, let's go.
Who wants to go first? Well, you're the guest, Gabe. So you
I'll go first. Ladies first. Gaby's first.
Gaby's
Gaby's
first.
So
Gaby's.
I'm going to name 3 bands, and then if you need me to repeat the names, that's cool. But then you tell me which one is fake. Ready?
I'm ready.
These are easy.
Oh God.
Clown Shoes,
You're cool.
Alkaline Trio, Charles Bronson.
That would be Clown Shoes.
Ooh, 1 point for Gabe.
Cloud. I like that name, though.
It was
For
good.
a band.
It's
Ready?
good.
Masters of the Obvious, Screeching Weasel, Bucktooth Jesus.
Is this me still or is this Joe?
I'm
now?
sorry, Joe.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Joe.
Bucktooth Jesus.
Point for Joe.
Yeah.
If I would stop giggling, this would be
Don't give it
good.
off. Don't give
Okay.
it away.
Just make less funny band names.
I like Cloud Shoes.
These are all legit. Ready? Weekend Nachos, Tar, Bud Fart.
It's clearly butt fart. I've seen
Point for Gabe.
Yeah, I've seen Weekend Nachos. Yeah.
Nice. All right.
Yeah, they're the shit.
And Screeching Weasel. Yeah.
Millions of Dead Cubs fans. That was on the back of their shirt.
Yeah.
That's a great shirt. Got to get that.
All right.
I used to want to start a punk band called Millions of Dead Punks, where we all dress up as cops and sing about how much we hate punks.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's a good twist.
Yeah, I thought about it.
Almost as good as Clown Shoes.
Almost as good as Clown Shoes.
All right.
All right. Ready, Joe?
Yep.
Toilet Boys, The Meat Shits, Girl Boner.
Girl Boner.
All right, that was a trick question. They are all real bands.
Ooh, I know about the meat shits.
Have you seen them?
Yes, the guy, he sat on a stool and smoked in between songs. That's a good, at Milwaukee Death Fest 99, the meat shits. Damn.
This one might not be fair.
I'll take a hit.
Oh, wait, who's next? Oh, wait,
It's Gabe's turn.
Gabe's turn. So, all right,
Says Gabe.
ready?
I'm ready. It's born ready.
88 Fingers Louie, Articles of Faith, Diarrhea.
Well, I've seen 88 Fingers, and Articles of Faith is my favorite Chicago punk band. So that would be Diarrhea times 2.
Trent just gave me like the meanest mug ever, but go ahead.
You can't see my eyes in these glasses.
I
Point
saw
for
right
Gabe.
through him.
All right, ready? Zero Boys, Jesus, Bad Brains, or Fart Butt.
Fart butt.
You already said fart butt.
No.
We've already established that fart butt's not a band.
That was Butt Fart.
Oh, butt fart. Butt fart.
Yes.
Sorry. Did you have like your 6-year-old nephew write this?
You're right.
Write the fake bands?
Nope, it was me.
He's funny. He's cool.
All right, ready?
I'm ready.
Point for
Born
Joe.
ready.
Wormrot, Vatican Commandos, Teenage Jesus and the Jerks.
Well, I know that this is tricky. I know Teenage Jesus and the Jerks is a band. What are the first two?
What the hell did I say? Wormrot,
And Vatican
Vatican
I'm
Commandos.
going to say Vatican Commandos.
Another trick question. They were all real names.
Oh,
I know Wormrot's from Japan.
yeah. Wormrot sounded familiar.
Grind band from Japan. They're pretty good.
Yes, I never messed around with like the grind.
No?
No.
You're missing out, dude.
3-2.
I listened to your episode with Keith, and I was like, maybe I should listen to some of this stuff, and then I never did.
Okay.
That guy,
Full disclosure.
I don't know if you told him if you said, I'm going to time you to list band names, I don't even know if I could list off all my relatives. I don't think he would stop. He knows so many band names.
Keith, yeah.
Sorry, that's my thing.
No, but yeah, he's
That
yeah.
is just impressive that
He knows what's going on. I mean, him and I have been talking music for years, but go ahead.
All right, only 2 more questions, or 2 more of these, 2 more rounds, because we can't do this all day.
I'd like
Ready,
to.
Joe?
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yes.
I'm enjoying myself.
The Broken Penis Orchestra. Fuck the Dave Matthews Band.
I mean, if this is punk rock bands, then
Yeah.
It is punk rock bands.
That first name is just way out there, so I want to pick it, but
It is punk bands.
that first whatever that is, that's not a band.
It is punk bands, Joe.
So
Broken Penis Orchestra. Fuck. Or Dave Matthews Band.
it's the F word. I don't want to say the F word. It's fuck.
All right, you're wrong, Joe.
Fuck you.
it's Dave Matthews Band. Dave Matthews Band is
not
the one that's
punk.
not a punk band. We were trying to give you a hint.
We tried.
We were trying to give you a hint.
I tried, Joe.
Damn it. And then I lose because of Dave Matthews Band. I'm so.
Everyone loses because of Dave Matthews Band.
All right, that ends a game.
He likes it.
I'm done. I'm done. It ends a game. Congratulations, Gabe.
Thank you.
won 3-2. Joe. Disappointing.
It is
Let
disappointing.
me take my aunt's glasses off.
Take
here so
your
we
aunt's
can
glasses off. But
conclude
see, that
this
was a
show.
trick. That was a trick, and I had to lose with Dave Matthews Band. I'm pissed.
It's karma, bro.
It is karma.
Gotta start listening, both of
do.
you.
I quit after every day. All right, here's my questions. Guilty pleasures. Gabe, go. What's a guilty pleasure artist that you
Pink.
like? Ooh, that is pretty bad.
Yeah, I love Pink.
Pretty good, you mean?
Pretty good to me.
She's got a beautiful voice.
She's got a nice ass. You know.
She's got a great voice. There's a cover on YouTube that she does with another dude. Ah, man. See, that's why I don't do the music talk.
Right.
There was a guy that she does a cover with, a duet, and it's beautiful. She's got a beautiful voice.
Yeah, I like Pink.
I like her.
What's her?
Drake. I like a little Drizzy
Yeah, I
sometimes.
never mess around with Drake.
And I'm pretty embarrassed to admit that, but I like some Drake.
I like The Weeknd. I hate that I like The Weeknd. Yeah. That Michael Jackson cover, Dirty Diana, it's good.
Is it?
It's good.
It's a good song.
Really, those first 3 like mixtapes he did are like the only ones I literally listen to. But it's trash, I know.
I don't have any guilty pleasures because I am proud of everything I like.
You have to have. There's something that you're like really embarrassed that you listen to that you don't
Broken
tell me.
Penis
about my-
Orchestra.
Yeah.
Broken.
Broken Penis Orchestra. I even just in case you guys called me out, I even wrote down where they're from. They're from Oakland. No, they're from
Who's from Oakland?
the Broken Penis Orchestra is from Edmond, Washington. So shout out to them.
Yeah.
Shout
Try
out.
to get them
Shout
on the
out.
show. Try to get them to
Get 'em on
play
the show.
here in Northwest Indiana.
Get him to the region.
Get them to the Art Theater.
What other? What? Come on, you gotta have a guilty pleasure. Come on. What do you like?
I know I'm truly embarrassed that I had a 12-hour Insane Clown Posse phase.
Ooh, yeah.
And I talked about that before, I think.
I liked them in like the late '90s, like
I
Chicken
liked them
Hawk.
for 12 hours.
Never did. We can proudly say.
You're
Good for
winning.
you.
You're winning at life.
You are winning.
Thank you.
I'm so embarrassed. And it's been about 20 years. I went to in Lafayette. I went to the shop. I got 2 CDs. I liked the covers. I was like, "Ooh, what's this? This can be cool."
You're kind of a juggalo.
Nope.
You never went
I never got deep enough to get infected by that.
by the
But
juggalo.
I went home and I listened to the CDs and I was like, "These guys are funny and they can rap." And then I went to sleep. I got my 8 hours. Woke up in the morning. Put in one of the CDs again. And I was like, I wonder what Vaughn's return policy is.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Yeah, it was bad. I used them as like coffee coasters and kept my Super Bowl.
Vaughn's is a cool record store, though.
It is a very cool record store. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't remember that. What is it?
In
It's called
Lafayette.
Vaughn's. It's in Lafayette. It's just,
I remember Coconuts music.
yeah.
Remember
I that
Coconuts?
too.
Yeah.
CDs were like
Mall, yeah.
$50 back in the day.
The lady that does the Train podcast is getting me into Barbara Streisand.
Ooh,
There you go.
It's very inspirational. She's also got a beautiful voice.
I don't know about Barbara. I kind of question what she's all about.
Yeah,
you
I'll
know?
pass.
You'll pass on it.
Yeah, I'll pass on Barbara.
I'm just trying to think of another guilty pleasure.
I thought when you said no, like guilty pleasure, that question involved like a safe zone. Like this was the part of the show.
No, this is like what you don't want to tell anyone that you listen to.
But I thought maybe you guys wouldn't come at me so viciously, Joe. You know that I love Barbara Streisand. So
Let it out,
much.
dude. Let it out.
And all I get is those judgmental eyeballs.
About Migos? Do you like any
No.
Migos?
No.
I think I like that one song. There's a guilty pleasure because that's bad. They suck.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you what they sound like. Yeah, I don't know.
See, now I'm being
Through
judged.
Joe's influence, my biggest musical influence when I don't find something myself, because I'm always looking for stuff I like, is my little brother, who's been on the show, and he's a big hip-hop head, and he likes more chill music. But I didn't know about mumble rap. I heard of it, whatever. I didn't listen to it, and because I've been doing the show with Joe, I've dipped my toes into it just to listen to it, and I do not like it. I don't
Not a
understand
fan,
it.
no.
It's repetitive. Some of the
It's
guys
really
that are
bad.
popular just seem like real bad people in real life. You know, sometimes you can get over a persona, but a lot of them just seem like shitheads. And
Yeah, I don't like the
that.
whole drug culture
No.
thing. Like that's not cool. That's
No.
never cool. I mean, you know, like when we're growing up, you got your Kurt Cobains and the grunge dudes that unfortunately did that, and it's caught up with all of them.
Yeah.
But I don't like how they're glorifying like the lean and all the
Yeah.
pills
Dude,
and
it's
shit. Like that shit's not
Terrifying.
cool.
Well, especially like kids, like, oh, this is cool. This is what adults do. Cool.
No, not
Who was that one
cool.
that died? Like,
That's a guilty
Last-
pleasure.
what's his name?
Lil Peep.
Lil Peep.
I liked one Lil Peep song. Oh my god, I just
So I had never heard of him, and then a friend of mine.
Joe
was
just started
like,
crying.
A friend of mine was like, "Oh, Lil Peep died. I'm so bummed." And I was like, "What is this?" And I heard he sampled like a Mineral song, like
Yeah.
mid '90s emo.
he samples like Radiohead too.
Yeah, and I listened to it, and I was like, "Oh, this music is like pretty good." But then like,
Oh, you just admitted it too.
no, like I sure.
Guilty pleasure.
I've listened to 45 seconds of Lil Peep, and I thought it was fine.
Okay.
But no, like,
Just put it out there.
but no, like I read this article because I'm a nerd, and like the whole like I went to his Instagram, and like the whole Instagram is like, "Hey, I'm out back by this dumpster. I'm doing LSD laced with these 3 letters I've never heard of," and da 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 da.
Who's this,
like,
Lil Peep?
Lil Peep, yeah. Like every single post is like, "I'm gonna do these crazy drugs," and then he died from crazy drugs.
Yeah, he was just like, I remember I went there too. I went to his Instagram and looked through like, what kind of drugs did this guy die from? But he was like eating a bunch of
All of
pills.
them.
All of them. Yeah. It's really sad. It's like a sad story, but he's a guilty pleasure for sure. That's crazy. You brought up Lil Peep.
Yeah, Lil Peep.
Speaking, like we brought up Nothing, the band. Like
Yeah.
I saw his name pop up, Lil Peep, and then Nothing like had a post. Rest in peace, dog. I'm like, what?
Weird.
Very weird.
It's really
They
weird.
probably like ran into him somewhere or
don't know.
something. And then he was always hanging out with that dude from Florida, Riff Raff.
Oh yeah, Riff Raff.
They're like snorting blow in public, like at an Applebee's. Like these guys are out of control. You know,
It's too much.
it's too much. So that's what I don't like about the mumble rap.
I'd like to believe that no matter what genre you're in, most of the people that are creating stuff, because you're actually creating, usually creative people, unless they're a high level creative, they might be jerks. But most of them are actually, you get that positive energy because you're making the thing you like to make,
Yeah.
especially if you're passionate about it. So so for the most part, I think dudes in bands, dudes that get together and play music, whatever that might be, they're fun. They're nice. You like to believe that. So when you come across people that aren't, no bueno.
It's even how I
bueno.
feel about like making coffee. Like I'm stoked about making coffee every day. So when you come into work and see me at Grindhouse, it's like, oh, this dude's stoked to make coffee because he's doing the thing he wants,
To do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm jealous of that. That's awesome, man.
It's cool.
It's
It's also
really
a
cool.
fantastic transition.
It is a good transition. Where do you get the bean? Like, where do you get your beans from? Like, is there a certain?
We do mostly Metropolis out of Chicago, and then we do Dark Matter, which is just killer, and then Dagger Mountain here out of Valpo. We get some bee roasters from Indianapolis,
Right on.
Use a few different.
What's with the nitro? What's with the nitro stuff? Does that do anything with the caffeine in the coffee to really hit your brain?
I don't know
as
the
hard
answer
as
to
it
that.
does?
We don't do nitro.
You don't?
Yeah.
But you know what
Chuck
I'm
and
talking
Allison
about.
have perfected it, so
Oh man, it's too much, dude.
it's intense. Yeah.
I just brought some. Yeah, he had some.
You brought some in the other day. I'm sick, so I didn't do anything. But Michael,
No, just because you're a hard ass, it didn't do anything.
yeah, I just got more aggressive.
he did.
But Joe and Michael they were seeing things.
Yeah.
And they got I think Joe got paranoid.
I
And he
always
told
get
us before he
paranoid.
drank it that he would get paranoid. And all of a sudden he kept checking his back and looking around and like asking us weird questions.
Like itching myself like
Somebody just
Smokey from
come in.
Friday, like
Somebody just
cracked out kind
Somebody
of.
just came in asking about me, didn't they? Who was it? Who was it?
Getting really
Nobody,
annoyed.
Joe. Stop drinking
Nobody.
that coffee.
Yeah, that cold brew will get you.
What's up with that? There's
Just, it's steeped for overnight, Like at Grindhouse, we steep ours for like 16 hours.
and that's like a fermenting thing.
No, it's not fermenting, but, it's sitting in the grounds for 16 hours, so you're leaching out a lot of caffeine.
What's your opinion on the whole vegan thing and vegetarian thing? Do you think it's a trend? Do you think it's legitimate?
No, I think that I am not vegan or vegetarian. We do probably like a third of our menu is vegan or vegetarian. Like a ton of our employees are vegan, vegetarian. I think it's great.
You think it's a good thing?
I try to eat less meat, but God, have you ever had a cheeseburger?
I know. I miss one. I've been missing it.
But yeah, we do a lot of vegan, vegetarian stuff. Dagger Mountain over in Valpo, they went all vegan for their coffee shop.
Really?
Yeah, no more honey, no milk.
See, that's why I can't go vegan. I like my dairy.
Dude, cheese, man.
I love cheese, man. I can't do it. I like
the
beer.
best.
Like, can you drink beer?
Yeah,
You can?
Yeah.
There's no animal product
no.
in a beer?
I mean, unless it's got like lactose or
Like maybe
honey
a stout or something or some sweetener, right? But yeah, I mean, it is a trend. It is, but it's a trend in a good direction.
Yeah, I think it's a trend in a good direction that, I think I think a lot of people are just trying to better themselves. Like, I think throughout the 90s, early 2000s, 80s, like people were just like, excess, let's just do whatever we want. And even like young, people blame millennials for killing everything. But I mean, they killed Toys R Us.
Yeah, that's gone now.
R.I.P.
That's not the fault of the millennials.
I mean, everything that millennials are killing isn't the fault of
I'm a
millennials.
millennial, man. You two aren't. It's like
I'm not a
19
millennial, yeah. I missed the cutoff.
I'm like the very beginning of it, 83.
Is that where all our conflict comes from? This generational gap?
I guess. What are you two, baby? What are you guys?
just Gen X.
Gen X.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
bro.
You're the burnouts. You're the burnouts of
Gen
the
X, bro.
group.
Gen X.
Yeah, I'm a millennial. Beginning stages. But Gabe, thanks for coming out, dude.
Yeah, for sure, man. It was a blast.
It is a blast. And everybody go check out Gabe at Grindhouse.
Check
And
me out.
Check him out.
And Nick Cave.
And Nick Cave and Morrissey.
And Morrissey.
Because Morrissey will... Yeah, I don't know. I think Morrissey could take him. Even though he has scars and he dated some crazy girls in the 80s. Nick Cave, that is,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
Morrissey. We don't know what he's up to. But
He broke his celibacy with Nancy Sinatra. Fun fact.
Really?
Yeah.
Like he came out about that?
From what I understand. I might be making that up. I don't think I am, though.
I think you're making it up.
I believe you.
It's hard to say.
I know he was obsessed with her. Like that was his gal.
Yeah, they did a record together.
They did?
Yeah, it's a great record. 2004-ish. Like Thurston Moore from Sonic Youth is on it.
Damn, where have I been? Look at this guy.
Listening to metal.
Look at this guy listening to metal. He's been to all these shows I haven't been to. Man, you can't ever come again, man.
That's fine.
All right.
Have me back.
All right, dude. Thanks for coming, man.
Dude, it was fun. Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm musically meditated.
That's right.
I'm musically meditated. That's right. I'm musically meditated.